friends, Sky Goddess here. This is the 5th and final episode of the series What's in My Pack. We've pulled out everything that I keep inside my pack, and today we're just going to be traveling around the outside of my pack. So I'll show you what I have in here and talk about either why it's in here or how we use it. We'll start with the water bottles. I carry 2.5 liters, no, I'm sorry, 3 liters of water. I keep the 2 large ones on the side, one on each side. We like these smart water bottles because they connect really nicely to the Sawyer Squeeze water filtration system that Duck carries in his pack. I like the flip top caps, they're pretty good. And the bottles the plastic seems to be more sturdy, so we really like these. And on the front of the pack, this is the part that are my shoulder straps, so this goes across the front. So this one stays right here, where I can just grab it during the day and drink from it without reaching around the side or stopping to pull it out of the back of my pack. So it stays right there. I keep a handkerchief or bandana, I guess. I keep a bandana tied right here because to keep the sweat, to wipe the sweat. So, and on the side here, these are my camp shoes. These are Crocs, but that's because they're the lightest flip-flops I could find. They're durable and they're the lightest weight that I could find. I think Duck has North Face. The men's flip-flops from North Face were a little bit lighter than the Crocs, but the women's were not. So Crocs it is. I walk around camp in these and they get the job done. They're pretty easy to slip on, and they can go in the water and not stay wet, so that's good. Right here underneath I keep my headlamp. It's Black Diamond, I think is the name. Maybe that's wrong. Yeah, Black Diamond. This is battery. One of us has a rechargeable one and one of us has a battery one. I think this is a battery one and Duck has the rechargeable one. But these are handy to have at night, or if you do any night hiking, or if you're still having a long day and the sun goes down, still out hiking, it's good. It's nice to have this in your tent at night. I used to sleep with it around my neck at night. That way, if I woke up suddenly and had to get moving, I would just have it and turn it on, but I don't do that anymore. I usually do keep it near me though, somewhere near my sleeping bag. So there's that. To the other side, hand sanitizer. This always stays right here because it's nice to have it available if you're gonna stop and have a snack, just to clean your hands up a little bit before you eat. Forgot this was in here. This is a whistle. Haven't used it yet, but it's supposed to be a safety thing. You could use it to scare off if you see a bear, scare it off, or to get someone's attention for help, I guess. Thankfully, I haven't used that. So that's it for around the sides. Let's look at this would be the little pouches around my waist. So on the right pouch, I usually just keep snacks. I don't have anything in here right now, but I'll put snacks for the day in there. And this is the Liquid IV hydration powder that we'll put in our water bottles. The left side, I usually keep sunglasses and reading glasses. I think I have my sunglasses already in there. I do. I have my sunglasses and I have reading glasses, and I have hydration tablets and more Liquid IV. And I also have my pocket knife. So we'll talk about it for a second. It's Leatherman and it's pink. It's really cute. It does a lot of stuff. It's scissors. It has scissors. It has a nail file. It has a knife. Has tweezers, but actually I don't know if you could really use those. I think we tried to use these for something one year and they're just so small that not much use. But we do use the knife and I use the scissors a lot. This is, I think this is supposed to be a bottle top opener as well. Haven't used that yet. But it's got a lot of useful little things in here, and it's cute. So I like it. Duck, of course, has like a big serious one, but I don't really need that. This does exactly what I need it to do, which is not very much. Okay, so back pouch. These are things that you need during the day when you're hiking that you don't really want to stop and undo your pack and take your pack off and pull stuff out. So right off the bat, let's just get awkward. This is a poop packet. That's what I call it anyway. I have a big, nice, fresh roll of toilet paper. I have a little trowel because you're supposed to dig a hole when you poop. I have, this is something that Duck gave me. These are new. Last year I just had regular little wipes that were supposed to be somewhat biodegradable, but I don't know how true that was. But these are actually for outdoor people, for their combat wipes. They're biodegradable for sure. So this is nice to help clean up. Toilet paper, obviously, and also a lighter, because we practice leave no trace, which means nothing, you leave nothing behind that won't be biodegradable. So if you practice leave no trace, you can't really leave toilet paper and wipes behind buried in the ground. So either you burn them or you pack them out with you. And the thought of packing out poop-filled toilet paper in my pack, I just can't do that. That's disgusting. So we burn it, and you just kind of sit there and watch it until it's all burned up, and then you stamp it out and make sure it's out, and it's gone. So that's the best option for us, but to each his own. Hike your own hike, as they say. So that's the poop packet, very important. This is my pack cover, so if it starts raining, I have this to put over my pack. We'll talk about this more in a second. And this is my rain jacket. Talk about that in a second. Oops. Oh, this is a bug net. This is really funny. If we sleep out in a shelter at night, for some reason I have to have this over my head. I'm afraid that the mice are going to crawl on me, or spiders, or one of the thousands of kinds of insects that live in those shelters. So I sleep with this thing over my head. I don't know how much it would protect me from anything, but it makes me feel better. Duck just kind of rolls his eyes and goes along with it, but I've done it every time we slept in a shelter. So I've never used it for its real purpose. I guess being outside when the mosquitoes and stuff are bad, I haven't had that happen yet, but I'm taking this because if we do have to sleep in a shelter, I don't like to just lay there exposed when I know the mice are crawling around me and the cockroaches and spiders and who knows what else are crawling all around me. At least that keeps my face covered, and all I can think about is like lying there asleep, maybe with your mouth open and having a bug crawl in or something. That just creeps me out. So this just makes me feel better. Okay, the only two things remaining are rain gear. So let's talk about rain gear for a sec. The first year that we did this, I thought and thought about it, and I decided to go with a poncho for rain protection. I had this too. I've had this every time, this pack cover. But I went with a poncho. I did not bring this rain jacket. I thought, my reasoning was, okay, I can keep the poncho in my back here, and I can just pull it out if it starts to rain, and I can slip it over my head with my pack still on, and it'll, all in one piece, it'll be a hood, and it will cover me and my pack. So I won't really need this, certainly wouldn't need this, and since it's a poncho, it would be more breathable. I could get like an airflow. It wouldn't be like wearing a jacket, which would make you hot, lazy. So I thought I had solved the whole dilemma that all the hikers agonize over about what rain gear is best. So I went with the poncho, and it was okay for a while. Lazy, come over here, babe. And until we had a day where we were going up a steep climb and getting to the top of a mountain, and all of a sudden a horrible storm came. Thunder, lightning, monsoon rain, and wind, ridiculous wind. So here I am with my poncho, trekking up this mountain. I'm literally climbing up, so I'm walking at an angle. So every step I take, I have this poncho on, and I'm leaning forward, so I'm stepping on the poncho, going up the mountain. And when I'm not stepping on the poncho, the wind is whipping it sideways and blowing it up, and it was just a disaster. So in that situation, that poncho failed miserably, and we seem to have a lot of that situation lately. So I decided last year to ditch the poncho to go with the rain jacket. The rain jacket and the pack cover. This is an Outdoor Research rain jacket. It's really nice. It folds up into this tiny little ball. I'm not thrilled about this. Well, rain just sucks anyway. It just really sucks. There's not much else to say about it. When you're hiking, you're soaking wet from sweat anyway. Your whole body is soaked, but when it's raining, you have to really worry about protecting what's in your pack, because if your sleeping gear or your sleeping clothes or your spare clothes, or if all this stuff gets wet, you're just in big trouble. That's not a good situation at all. So this pack is supposed to be waterproof, so whatever's inside should be safe, that's assuming that it hasn't been compromised, like there aren't any holes or rips or anything in the pack. That's one reason I bring the trash compactor bag, and it goes on the inside, so I have an extra layer of protection to keep the stuff inside dry. So I feel like I really don't need this pack cover. So I'm on the fence about whether or not I'm going to bring it. So I might leave this at home. And just everything that's on the outside, I don't really care if it gets wet. My toilet paper is it's actually in 2 plastic bags. So that's the only thing that's on the outside of my pack, but it's in 2 plastic bags. So that would be okay, I think. Now the rain jacket, you almost think, what's the point? Because you're going to get soaked anyway when it rains. If you put this on, it may keep you from getting wet underneath this, but it's so hot when you wear this that you're going to be soaked from sweat anyway. So I don't even know what's the point of wearing this if it's such a heavy rain and it lasts for such a long time. If it's just a light shower and it looks like it's going to pass, yeah, I would go ahead and slip it on. So that's why I bring it. And another big reason I bring this is what I wear when I'm doing laundry. When we go into a town, I at least have this to put on while I do laundry. The poncho was better for that because I have actually stood in a laundromat wearing nothing but that poncho while I washed all my other clothes. So I can't quite do that with this, but it'll be handy for that. And also it's handy if it's cool at night, and it'll protect me from the wind too. And it adds another little additional layer of warmth. This one does not have the armpit vents under it. I have another one from North Face, and it has vents under the armpits that helps some air kind of flow through. This does not have that, but it's got a little brim here. But let me look at it, what shape it's in. It's been wadded up in a ball, so it looks kind of silly. But anyway, it just is what it is. Hiking in the rain really does suck, and you can think about it and try new things and buy all this gear. and you're just gonna get wet and it's gonna be miserable, and you just have to hope that it stops raining soon and you have a chance to dry out, especially your feet. I think it rained for 3 or 4 days straight last year, or the first year, and my feet just never dried. The shoes, they don't dry overnight. So that was the worst thing for my feet, was the rain. Now I also have an item, maybe I'll do a video with Duck. I'm trying to talk him into doing a video about luxury items, because we're still talking back and forth about what luxury items we're gonna bring, if any, on this trip. So that would be fun. And this piece of rain gear, it's an umbrella, it's a hiking umbrella. I'm sort of considering bringing it. I'm gonna watch the weather when we get closer. We only have a few days to go until we leave, but it looks like it's gonna be raining. So an umbrella hiking in the mountains, I don't know how useful it would be, because all I can think about is the whipping wind, you know, and the sideways rain, and I would be fighting an umbrella. And there's a way to make it stand up on your pack here, so it would hold itself up, but not if it's windy, not if the winds are gusty. So that's probably a no for me. I'm probably not going to do that. But anyway, maybe we'll do a video and talk about what luxury things we're thinking about doing. So I see one more thing here that I forgot, and then that will be it. This is, I keep this at the bottom of my pack on these little straps here because I pull it out a lot. This is a butt pad or a seat pad. It is really nice to have this. You can fold it double and sit on a log, and you have a little cushion so it doesn't hurt your butt. You can spread this down and sit on the ground if the ground is wet, so you won't get wet. Also, this can be used as a screen to block some wind when I'm cooking, and sometimes if it's really windy, it's hard to keep the flame lit to our little stove. So I can kind of hold this up or set this up, and at least until I can get our food cooked. So this is very useful. I've also put it under my pad sometimes if we're in a shelter and it's really hard surfaces, just to give me some extra support under my hips. But that is it for everything we carry. I'm gonna repack all this stuff, and right before we leave, I'm gonna get a base weight of my pack and then a total weight. The base weight is everything in my pack except the food and water. And the total weight obviously would be everything with the food and water. So we leave in 3 days. So we're so excited. I have a really good feeling about this trip, even though I've looked at the weather and it looks like rain. The temperatures are cooler. So even with the rain, that makes me so much happier to have the cooler temperatures. So that's it for the series of what's in my pack. I hope you've enjoyed it. Hope it's been entertaining. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can see all of our video posts and keep up with us on the trail this year. And thank you so much for watching, friends. Happy trails.